A very good evening to you. It's me, Geordie Pete Redding, on Hollywood Balls Africa, and my co-host Ali Khaled is with us as well on a very special evening. Ali, how are you?
I'm very well, Peter. Thank you for having me on again.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We've got a real legend tonight, the man who started all the glory in Nigeria. It's going to be a fast and furious ride as we relive some memories. So this is Hollywood Balls Africa. Yes, it's me, Geordie Pete Redding, on another Friday evening. Welcome to you all. Been looking forward to this one all week. We've got a little bit of noise in the background, but the family are in town, so what can you do? It's going to be a great to catch up with our guests. But first and foremost, tonight's show is partnered by the one and only badassmonkeys.com. As you can see, Geordie Pete Redding has the product on. Now, listen, a lot of you have emailed me this week and asked me a lot about Badass Monkeys, so I wanted to tell you a little bit about them. They're an e-commerce urban apparel charity fashion brand with strong, and I have to say this, by the way, because what they do is amazing, strong humanitarian values, development of local relationships, corporate partnerships, all for the better of people, a great bunch of people. So what I would like you to do is log on to badassmonkeys.com after the show, read about the story as well as having a look at the amazing stuff. Okay, on with the show. Welcome, as I said, to Ali Khaled, and a big warm welcome to Clemens Westerhoff. Clemens, how are you this evening?
Thank you very much. It goes well with me.
Good. We've just been talking. It's amazing. I've said all of the excitement, but we have to say first, Clemens, we're watching the African nations. We're watching AFCON. What's your thoughts so far of the tournament?
I followed all the matches.
Yeah.
And by some matches I fell asleep. But the match Nigeria, Egypt was very good.
Yeah.
And Nigeria plays good football. So the coach of Nigeria is Augustine Equavon. And I know Augustine very well. He was in my team the time I was there. He was very serious. And he was assistant captain after Stephen Casey. So the football in totally, they can take a knife and put the half away. It's rubbish.
And do you think did you see him when he was one of your players, Clemens? Could you see him going on to be a coach and a manager in the future?
No.
No?
No, and then he's very soft. Yeah.
Okay.
He has changed, I see. What he now must do is the team together. He must hold the team together, make a family out of it. No shopping and beer drinking, and the ladies with the light numbers on the back, away with it. He must hold the family together. Then he brings the cup to Nigeria.
What an introduction, Ali. Wise words from the master, who has seen it all, by the way.
No, it's fantastic. It's a pleasure to be on the same podcast as Clemens. Obviously, I remember the great team of the 1990s, 1994. Obviously, they came into the World Cup as already champions of Africa. And I still remember the games. I think they beat Bulgaria in the first game. Second game against Argentina, they lost 2-1. But I remember it being a great game. And one of a famous match, because it was Diego Maradona's last ever match for Argentina in the World Cup, and obviously. And obviously, Nigeria made it to the second round. They lost to Italy. It was a very, very tight match against Italy. But I remember that team, a great team. It had players like, Amakachi and Amoniki and JJ Okocha and, Finidi George, like a great team. And, we all have such amazing memories of that Nigeria team.
Brilliant. Clemens, let me ask you, you started, obviously, your career in your home country. Was it a surprise when Nigeria came to you to ask you to be coach?
I was assistant coach by
Yeah.
Vitesse Arnhem, and there was a coach who told me, "Do you have interest to train in Africa?" I said, "Oh,
Okay.
in Nigeria." I said, then I must look in the books where it is. I never went to Nigeria. I know nothing of football in Africa. So, yeah, for me, it's no problem. I go.
And go you went. So how you had a big journey to go from taking over that team to taking them to this glory of World Cup and also AFCON. What was the key to changing the to making them successful, Clemens? What did you change most?
I changed everything. I asked the manager from the club, I said, listen, I'm training, but then I have players in yellow, green, white, orange, all kinds of color. So we
Yeah,
are not a team. I must have a team. What that begin with the closest. Yeah. He said, yeah, we have some on the office. So I went to the office and they make the door open. There was nothing,
wow,
not a small pair of socks, nothing. Said, okay, I know enough. That was my first uh, beginning my team in Nigeria. There was totally nothing organized.
so you had a big job.
Oh, unbelievable. Some I have sleepless nights. Some.
Sure.
Then when I tell you what happened, sometimes you don't believe it. I
Wow.
went for training. I came back to the hotel. My door was locked. I said, what is this? So I went to the manager downstairs. I said, my door is locked. Yeah, Mr. Westerhoff, they did not pay. I, so I make a phone call to the office and say, you have not paid my stay here. So I sleep on the corridor. So I put my bag there and I lay down, and she said, no, 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 you cannot lay down here. I said, well, mother, I lay down then. They brought the key. I could go in my room, and 2 days later, the NFA brought money for to pay my room. That
Amazing.
was my first uh, uh, way of knowing what is going on in Nigeria.
Okay, how big your
Nothing,
task was?
nothing is organized. When I
Well,
came, I came in the U-out. There was nothing. There was really nothing. So where I start with was that Secretary General, I'm also on my side. I said, listen,
amazing.
my man, we too, I make you a very important man. We too must make that everything is okay around the Eagles so that the national team can play matches. Okay, okay, coach, we do that. So that man became my friend. And if I have something what was not normal, the bus did not come. So we stand there and we could not go to the tree. I found my own training speech there by a factory, a Japanese factory. I went to the manager and told him, can I train here? I've seen two beautiful pictures. Can I train here? Said, yeah, that's okay. You can train here, no problem. But the gate go close. I said, that I must have. Then I have uh, no pen lickers. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I start there. Was
amazing.
in
Ali,
Yeah. No, I
yeah.
was. Please carry on.
Yeah, I start there. We changed under an well, there was a roof and some plates on it, and there under that was our dressing room. No showers or anything. No,
Amazing.
but the pitch was flat. So Cassie told me when he came from Anderlecht, Belgium, what is this? How did you come on this pitch? So, I talked with with the director himself, and I said to me, you can train there morning, afternoon, but not on Sunday. Then I play there golf. Ik sir, on Sunday we rest. So I had a training pitch. Then the training pitch, the national team had for me, the manager,
Mm.
in the grass you could hide and seek. You could put
Brilliant.
unbelievable. So high the grass, and he said, I cannot not train there. Yeah, what do you want there? I must have a
Amazing.
flick pitch where the ball can roll.
Of
Good
course.
stuff.
Clemens, I wanted to ask you something. When you came and you started training this group of players, amazing group of players, which ended up being, like a golden generation for Nigeria. Did you realize, when you first started training them, did you get the feeling these guys are very special? These guys can win, they can go to the World Cup and all that.
No, no. The beginning of the national team was too much amateurs in it. So I went for Cassie, I went for Augustine Guavon, I went for Peter Rufai, goalkeeper, I went for Amokachi, I went for Finidi George by myself and brought him to Ajax. So from time to time, I put in professional insight. I check everything. So I ask, do you have where the players from Nigeria play football in abroad? No, they did not have it. Computers, they did not have it. So I must do everything by myself. So I did it through Cassie.
Wow.
Then Cassie told me there is a good player, Benny Roa, who went later to Vitesse, who was a left fullback. Okay. Then so from then, if you know how I came on Daniel Amukachi, I went with a taxi to the bush, hours, and there was a city, and there was a match, and the coach told me, I have an attacker for you. Okay, I'll
Wow.
come. So I stepped in my car and I told my driver where to go. So he looked at me. He said, all the way to, I say, there I want to go. I went. I saw the match. After the match, I went into the bus. Then I want to talk with Dalla Makachi. I want to invite him to come to the national team training. So I stepped in the bus and said, sorry, sir, this is the bus for the players. Said, "Oh, it's okay, but you are Daniel Amokachi." He said, yes, I am the coach of the new coach of the Eagles. Then was not Super Eagles, the Eagles. He said, oh, welcome, sir. He said, listen, my friend, I have seen the match and I want to invite you to come for training for national team on Monday. He said, yeah, if they are disciplined there, I am disciplined. I am here and I am disciplined. Okay, I will be there. That was my first player who I took in the national team. Then I found Finidi George. There was an also a match by companies, and I must go to anywhere. So I told the the manager, I want to go to there and there. And there must be a player. I have seen him already, but I want to see him in a match. He said, you want to go alone? I said, no, I have a driver, I have a car. So you book me in the hotel there. Okay. So I came there and said, my name is Clemens Westerhoff. Ah, you are our new coach. Yeah, I am. Have they booked a room for me here? No. And we are fully booked. Said, so where you want me to sleep? By you home? Have you a bed by you home? Doesn't matter. Then tomorrow I fly back. I will see what I can do. In a few minutes was arranged. I have a room. I could sleep. So I went to the pitch where was that match. The match should start 4 o'clock. I was there 3:45, and people were making electric cables before the goalpost. It was open. I said, I beg your pardon, is here not a match at 4 o'clock? Yeah, we put it on 5. Then we must close this and all right, no problem. Then I wait here on the tribune. I sit on the tribune. There comes a bus, small bus, with all the players of the opposite side who I must see. One came out so, the another came out so. Unbelievable. But okay. I said, you play here a match? Yeah, if the opponent is coming, then we play. So 5 o'clock, who should start 4, I see a match there. And then after 5 minutes, I say, that one. I have seen him before, anywhere. Finidi George.
Wow.
I speak with him the same way I spoke with Daniel Amokachi. I said, listen, I'm the new national team coach. Ah, Mr. Westerhoff. Yeah. Met 1F, not 2. I'm not from Germany. So he said, okay, I will be there Monday. If they are serious, I'm serious. I'm disciplined and serious. Okay, so I see you, man. Yeah, okay. So I have Dario Makachi and I have Finidi George. So the professionals came and some local guys. So Stefan Casey told me, where did you find these players? So I went around. You go around in Nigeria? Yeah. Alone? Yeah, with my driver. You have no protection by you. No, nobody. No me, nobody will beat me up. And it's not easy to beat me up, but okay. I go and I'm friendly to everyone. So Casey said, congratulations. He shake hands with Daniel Mokachi. He shake hands with Finidi George. And then we started training. So I must have a training speech. So I went to the director of a Japanese company. Then a Nigerian boy who was positive in the beginning told me, I know a pitch for you and a hotel where the place can be. Okay, there and there and there. I went there, said, I'm the new coach from the Super Eagles. Ah, Mr. Westerhoff, can I use this place from you? There are 2 goalposts on it. You can change under that house there, what the hell is. He said, yeah, you can train there every day, but not on Sunday. Sunday, I play golf there. Thank you
Brilliant.
very much, sir. So I had a pitch. I had a pitch where the players from the professionals went not through the ankle, not, yeah. Then where I must train, normally a cow become hernia on that pitch. So I had a pitch. I had a pitch.
And
I
then you
went
had.
to that.
I've got to
I
ask you
went.
though. Sorry, Clemens. Sorry to
Uh,
interrupt. I've got to
no
ask you
problem.
this team that you assembled is. I've got to ask. Was it the biggest? All of the questions that are coming through are they want to know in your sort of career with Nigeria, was the biggest thrill the AFCON or the journey of the World Cup? That's our big question that we want to know. Was it more? Do you think the glory of winning the AFCON, or was it the journey of the World Cup that gave you most joy?
I played some friendly games against small teams in the neighborhood. The manager organized that. But I win with 8-0, 7-0. So I have nothing on that. Then I told them I want matches like invite South Africa, invite all South Africa, invite them. Yeah, but then we must pay the tickets and everything, and the hotels, they stay in a hotel, and we must pay the. Okay, I will talk with the hotel. The manager, Per Ingemaassen, was my friend. And I told them, listen, we want to invite South Africa, but we must pay the hotel. Okay, no problem. But I cannot bring South Africa in this hotel. And my boys are in the bush there in an hotel. I could not sleep there. Then the mosquitoes kill me. So I got a deal with that chairman from Sheraton. He said, listen, you pay for the food and I give you the room for nothing. Thank you very much, sir. I went to the office. I said, listen, I have a deal with the manager of Sheraton that we can use the hotel. They go and sleep two in a room, but we must pay the food. So we have no money, we cannot do that. I pay the food.
Wow.
So I make a deal with the manager. I ask him how much would that be. He said that and that. I put the money in dollars in a packet. I put it in tape, and I told him, "Don't make it open. I bring you naira after the match." So I went back to my training camp, and there I called Steven Casey, and I told him, "Listen, Steven, this is not super here. Sometimes you cannot shower. Sometimes the food is not okay. We go to Sheraton." I said, "What? We go to Sheraton." You believe that? Yeah, I've organized that. So they came all in the bus, but I told Cassie, tell them discipline.
Discipline.
No, discipline. No alcohol, not on the room and not on the bar downstairs.
Clemens, you're
And
famous for your discipline.
yeah, and
Yeah.
no ladies.
No late
Then
nights. No
no late nights. So
late nights.
so he said okay. They came, two on the room, terrific. But I have an Etim Essen who played in Belgium, and the manager from the hotel came to me and told me these two ladies have a room here. Etim Essen have that organized, but he did not pay. So what must I do? He said, you must organize it. That they pay or you pay the room service. Then the ladies can go and then the jacket and some things are on the room. Okay, I'll organize that. I called Casey, said, come with me. I went to the room, I knock. Number 3 lady make the door open. Said, is it him? I said, maybe here. She said, yeah, there he's on the bed. Number 4, lady. So I
They were
look.
they were training, Clemens. Listen, let's get
Yeah,
back to the football. Let's talk about football, not the ladies.
yeah.
Tell us who's going to win. Tell us who's going to win the AFCON this year.
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Nigeria
Okay.
have Nigeria have the best team on this moment. They play the best football.
Yep.
So I told Equavon, hold them together. Sit by the elevator like agent. Put your pistol on your side. Nobody out of the hotel. Then you know. All the players of Nigeria have 10 sisters and 2 brothers, and you know. And this, no, no beer. He said,
No
okay,
beer, no
no
fun.
beer.
It's training. Listen, Clemens, I have to say, I could sit and talk to you all night, but we literally are running out of time. So what I want to
Oh,
do
yeah.
is say thank you very much for joining us. It's been an honor and a privilege. Stay in touch with us, and we hope to speak to you soon.
No problem.
Great
No
stuff.
problem.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank you that
Ali. I
Yeah.
catch my breath from the stories of building not just a team, building a nation.
Yeah. I mean, it's always great talking to someone who's a legend like Clemens, and obviously he's got so many stories to tell. You know, unfortunately, because of the time, we didn't get to speak about what they did at the World Cup, the 1994 World Cup, which to me, again, it's like I think we all remember what Cameroon did in 1990, and like there was a lot of talk like about how much African football is improving, but Nigeria came with that amazing team, and don't forget like apart from winning the AFCON in 1994, they got to the World Cup, and then in 1996 they won the Olympic title as well. So it was a great time for Nigerian football, absolutely amazing. And just to finish off on the tournament that's going on now, I agree with
Yeah,
Clemens. I think Nigeria's performance against Egypt was the best of the tournament. It was only 1-0, but it was complete dominance by Nigeria. We spoke about it last week. We said how they bullied the Egyptian team. They pressed them
yeah.
high. I think the wingers like just looked powerful. They went past the Egyptian defense quite easily. If it wasn't for Hijazi, it would have been a lot bigger win for Nigeria. And I think Nigeria this tournament have been the best team
Mm.
alongside with Cote d'Ivoire, who yesterday beat the champions Algeria. So I think Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire have been the two best teams. I think
Algeria were
Nigeria,
my fancy as well, but
yeah, I mean Algeria would were came in. They just won the Arab Cup last month and all that. But yeah, but I think Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire have been the two best teams. Nigeria play Tunisia, and I expect them to beat them in the next round and really progress after that. At the moment, I really can't see past them being the champions.
okay, lots of you on board and messaging. It's great to have you all. Some of the names that I remember. What I wanted to say to you was, don't forget that partnering. Sorry, our show tonight is badassmonkeys.com. As I said, an e-commerce urban apparel charity fashion brand with a message, by the way. So log on and read about all of the good work that the girls there do. Big football fans themselves. Arsenal is the team. We'll talk about that more on Soccer Saturday tomorrow. But go on, have a log on, badassmonkeys.com. Great stuff. Ali, as always, an absolute pleasure to have you. I mean, some of the stories from a man that literally, now I understand it, he literally traveled around Nigeria to make that team.
Yeah, I mean it's like we all remember seeing the final. Well, to many of us, our introduction was the 1994 World Cup.
Yeah,
They go to the US, and we see this amazing team. Like you said, Vinny George, Amakachi, Amaniki, JJ Okocha, all these brilliant players, and we see this amazing team like go on and start winning games and get to the second round. Like I said, lost narrowly to Italy, but it was great hearing him talk because about the origins of the team, how hard he had to work to find these players, and how to turn the whole regime into like something that was very professional, very streamlined, very efficient. And I think Nigeria owes Clemens, obviously a massive debt. But let's not forget the players as well. It was the coming together of a coach and a
yeah.
fantastic group of players at the perfect time.
Do you think? I mean, he's hinted on it amongst his stories of hotel stays, which I can only begin to imagine. But you can see, can't you? I mean, from reading up, I mean, it's still the memory is still there in a gentleman who's 80s. It's incredible to listen to what his plan. You can see what his plan was. The flat pitches, the togetherness, and also the great discipline.
Yeah, I think I mean, amazing. He mentioned discipline a few times to do with that team, with his team, and with
Yeah,
the current team. And he was saying like to win this one, they got to be disciplined and focused. And it's great to get into the mind of a great coach because, as I always say, like some stories we know very well. We've seen the goals, we've seen the great players, and it's interesting that we would have liked to have heard him talk about more about maybe the match against Argentina when Maradona was playing and all that. But to him, what he remembers most, or what is like important to him, was the origins of the team. How much he like the work, like how he had to travel to watch
sure,
Finidi George, how to travel to watch Amakachi and bring them into the team. And it's amazing. I mean, when you consider how football is run now these days, most of the players play in Europe. They're all famous, and he was going around the country picking like, okay, I want you to come play for us. I want you to come. He had to find the right hotel, move hotels. He had to find the right pitch. So it's
amazing.
interesting how he found he had to put all these pieces together to produce a team that was the golden generation for Nigeria, and a team that we all love.
But what a team as well, by the way. What a team!
A
If
fantastic
just
team.
the names, and when he's saying to you, I mean, Daniel Amakachi, our viewers will know, has been on Hollywood Balls. We had Daniel Amakachi, and we'll get him back on because he was a great guest. Just to hear the names that this man, literally, him and his driver. They could possibly make a film about that, just traveling the length and breadth of the country, going you, and then
Oh,
ultimately
amazing.
go
I
on.
mean, no, I was saying amazing. The all these players, went to the World Cup against some of the best players in the world and performed so incredibly. And then they all had great careers. Amakachi went to Everton. Finidi, as we heard, he went to Ajax. Like JJ Okocha was fantastic for across his career. And then, I mean, I know a lot of people in England remember him for his Premier League spell with Bolton,
Yeah,
and he was fantastic. And he was absolutely amazing. This was a time when like a lot of foreign players were coming into England. Obviously, like these amazing players like Zola and Bergkamp and Cantona had been there before and all that. But don't forget, Amakachi came in the mid '90s. But I think Finidi George came in and he had like a set of skills that people hadn't seen before. He was doing things which were just like out of this world.
unbelievable. Listen, all the guys are great. They love having you on board.
I love being here.
Can
And,
we?
and listen, I read some of the comments on the side. We've got such great followers. I think they're
Yeah,
brilliant. Like, that you can see that, how much they love their football and they keep coming back every week and all that. So, hi to everyone. And hopefully, I'll be on again.
you will be on again because they're asking how can we follow Ali on Instagram. So, Ali, are you on Insta?
I am on Insta. I
It's
know,
a good
like I
test.
do put on,
Put you on
yeah,
the spot.
yeah. It's at Ali Khaled. So I don't know if you want to type it in, Pete. It's just
Yeah, sure.
at Ali. Yeah.
I can
So
do that. So, if you want to follow our Ali on, it's at Ali Khaled. Um, and also as well, don't forget you can follow Ali on Twitter as well. So he's on Twitter. So just put Ali Khaled. Works for a great publication called Arab News. If you want to read his articles, he knows as much about football as all as you guys almost do. But it's great to have some of the regulars back in as well. Baba's in the house as well. Great to have you. Listen, tomorrow is Soccer Saturday. We've got a great lineup tomorrow for you on Soccer Saturday. That's it for this week on Hollywood Balls Africa. We're working hard to bring you some great guests in the coming weeks. Hopefully, Ali will be back on with us again soon as well. From me, from the Badass Monkeys, log on, by the way, please do, and read the story because it's really important, the work that these guys are doing. Ali Khaled and Geordie Pete, that's it on Hollywood Balls Africa. We'll see you next week and hopefully tomorrow.